What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video, Boricua Sports, my first very professional podcast with my boy, Jackson Burlison, host of the Take Podcast, all down in the description below. But Jackson, bro, welcome to my podcast, dog.
Yeah,
I'm always on yours. Well, it wasn't one time, but
yeah,
good to have you, man.
Yeah, this is definitely different. But it should be fun. It should be fun.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, but you're my dog. You already know. But hey, guys, so today we're talking about the Super Bowl 58 specifically in Las Vegas. And I have a rundown of things I want to talk about. Talk about the game. I did this last year on mine by myself in the same Bears jersey. You already know. But Jackson, bro, first Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Pretty good stadium. The grass was better this time, not like last year. Hosting as well. I mean, I loved it over there. They should do it again.
Well, I mean, you know, everything related around like Vegas. I mean, most cities, you got to like prep for the Super Bowl. They got to like expand, build hotels and stuff like that. Vegas is made for it. Like they got everything they need, like from hotels to restaurants to clubs, just casinos for the athletes to do. Yeah, exactly.
All that. They got it all. That's all they need. So they're definitely going to do it again. I know for sure. But
yeah, they'll definitely run it back at some point. Like, I think that was probably one of the better like spots for a Super Bowl that I've seen, because like you see all these like other Super Bowls like Indianapolis, for example, where they have to like build more like infrastructure to like be ready for it, but like Vegas didn't need to do that.
They were perfect for it. I loved it there. But what a game. What a game. It started off slow. We can't lie. Defensive game, like he said in his podcast with our boy Skyler. Shout out to you, buddy. It was a pretty defensive game, but it picked up. Like, we saw that coming. Kansas City's second ranked defense in the AFC, almost like AL. And NFC 49ers, they're ranked first in their conference for the defense. So
I really thought that as much hate as Brock Purdy gets, I think he honestly played well. Like he didn't turn the football over. He was making smart decisions with the ball. I don't like the hate he gets personally. I don't like it. Don't. I mean, it's his second year in the league. For sure. He's going to be that guy down the road. Like, he's going to get a lot better. Like, I mean, it's crazy. He's getting criticism like he's a 10-year veteran. Like, I know. It's unfair. And they're saying the talent around him, which he does have. But, I mean, Debo was hurt. George Kittle didn't really play the best game, only like 4 yards. 2 catches. I mean, that's not going to get it done either.
We expected him to go off. Again, a very defensive game, but Purdy, Christian of mine, you know, God bless him dearly. But he really showed off. I mean, he threw for 38 passes, only completed 23, threw for 255 yards, threw a touchdown, no interceptions like Mahomes, who threw one early in the game. But his second year, cut the guy some slack. He has the weapons to do it. He's now relevant now to be calling Mr. Irrelevant. He just has the tools to go off, and he took him all the way to the dance, and it took Patrick Mahomes got on the field to beat him. I mean, who else is gonna beat him on that?
Like, I mean, you can't really give the man flack when you're going against an all-time great. Like, let's be honest here. Like, Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great. Like, he's doing things.
He's creeping up there.
Yeah, he is creeping up the stairs a little bit, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready to put him over Brady yet. But
no, we can't do that.
He's on his way. But I mean, for the Niners, man, I mean, they just had so many opportunities to win the game. Like the interception Mahomes threw, they did not score a touchdown. They did nothing with that.
Do it, yeah.
And then it was like with 1:53 left, it was like at the 2-minute warning. The Niners could have gotten a first down, and they decided to throw the ball, and then the Chiefs get it back, and they tie the game. Like,
right, absolutely.
Those are plays you have to convert on third down. They were not good on third down, and they were not good in the red zone.
They were not.
Honestly, that's why the Niners lost.
And the throw to Kittle for his first catch of the day when they were 4th and 3, I believe in the third quarter. In the game on the lower graphic, they said it was their second red zone snap of the day. In the third quarter, that's pretty insane. And it ended up to a touchdown, like I mentioned earlier. But 49ers, you know, a field goal game, Harrison Butker with 13 points. If it was Mahomes running the field, he could have been Super Bowl MVP.
Me and you were, during the game, we went on the NFL voting.
We were spamming the votes for him, man. We were going crazy.
Harrison Butker for MVP. Like, I really wanted him to win, but when Mahomes makes a play like that in OT, I mean, you got to give it to him.
I mean, it's a quarterback game. You know, I always talk about that, and he really lit up that
and
drive.
He's won 2 rings without Tyreek Hill. now he's really shut down that narrative of like, oh, he can't win one without a number one receiver.
No,
He's outside of Kelsey, because obviously Kelsey's the number one receiver, even though he's a tight end.
Absolutely.
But Mahomes has done it. Like, this is by far the worst team he's had. Like, maybe this is the best defensive team the Chiefs have had.
Defense, absolutely.
Yeah, this is the best team they had defensively, but offensively, man, I mean, dude, like, Rashee Rice was their best receiver, and he's a rookie.
He's a rookie, right? So
he's a rookie.
We saw about that Scanley not have a great season.
He's known for dropping passes. Like, the Chiefs had the highest drop rate in the NFL.
Yep.
They dropped like an average of 2.6 passes per game.
Right.
And Kadarius Toney didn't even play.
That's right. Kadarius Toney. I should forget about that. Kadarius Toney did not play in that game. You think we should talk about that? It's not on my list, but I actually found out about that. What would have happened if Kadarius would have played in that game?
I mean, he would have been a punt returner.
Like last year, Kadarius Toney had the longest punt return in Super Bowl history.
That's the only place you can really put him without putting him in a high pressure situation to not be across the line of scrimmage or just not be Butterfingers when it comes to like catching the ball. I mean,
yeah, it was a tough year for Kansas City, but I mean, we could give credit.
It was a tough year, but they won the Super Bowl.
Hey, that's just how freaking good. And we gotta get to my man Pacheco. Puerto Rican dog. Like, he's really good. I can't handle the man. Like, as I learned to grow into the Chiefs, like, it's now at this point hard to hate on them. Especially what happened in Kansas City with the parade and how grateful and how powerful they were during that.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
It's a tough watch.
Do you know they're like thinking about like having celebrations like that, like inside now, just because of that? That's even
rough.
Like even for all sports. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you can literally anything can happen when you're outside. Like, there's buildings everywhere, but it's like, man, like it only takes one bad apple to ruin something like that, and like. It just sucks. Like, honestly. I mean, there were a lot of people hurt from that incident.
Yeah, one died, and I heard Taylor
Swift.
It
was like she donated like $100K to like this family.
The daughter was the daughter that died. So family.
It was like it was some family. I'm not sure exactly like what the cause was, but I did see it. I like her doing that.
Yeah, that was great. And then I heard I don't remember his name exactly, but. Also, Andy Reid, along with this player, I just don't know his name.
Bro,
that
crazy.
Helping him out in the tunnel, and they were like, he said it was about 20 plus people in there. Andy Reid was calling all the kids down. Like, that's heroic stuff right there, and we gotta praise him for that. God bless them.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. I mean, because you got a family running in to like a bathroom or whatever, and then you see Coach Reid and a couple of Chiefs players. I mean, like all those people were.
That's insane. I mean,
those people were hiding. Like, and I mean, everyone would do the same thing. You never know what's going to happen. But did you see that? What was it? That guy that tackled someone?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see. Hero right there, man. And I heard this morning or this afternoon, excuse me, they put those people in custody today. I think it was 3.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was two that went into custody. I think they're obviously going to get heavily charged. But
absolutely.
Absolutely. It just went from such a happy moment. Like, just as a sports fan, you can attest to this. Like,
of course,
it was such a happy moment, and then you just completely just ruined it.
It really sucks.
And imagine having a parade inside. Like, that would suck.
Yeah, it's not the same vibe. But
no, it's not, because you can't have the city as involved now. Like, they're talking about having people buy tickets for parades. Like, yeah, that's never been a thing.
That's horrible. I mean, that ruins the whole point of it. But we'll get a little past that. Thoughts and prayers to everyone's families who are impacted by the horrific moment. But I mean, I think one thing that stands out in this game was I heard Kyle Shanahan and some of the 49ers players not knowing the overtime rules that were changed about 2-3 years ago with Mahomes and Allen in that AFC divisional. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me.
If you're a head coach in the NFL, you should be aware of every single rule that you have in place.
I mean, you're the head coach.
Like, dog, like I don't get that. And even if you didn't know, you don't go post game and say that. That just makes you look terrible. It makes the team look bad because it makes you look like you didn't have them well prepared.
No,
which they were. They played well. Like, the Niners played really well.
It was not a bad game,
but it was like that. It was just shocker to me. And like, honestly, like, kind of going back to like that 4th down they went for, it was the Kittle's second catch. I mean, if you're gonna go for it in that situation, you might as well go for it in overtime when you have the ball in the red zone. Like, what do you have to lose? You pin Mahomes in your own red zone.
I agree with that. I just feel like the points are needed because what Mahomes just proved to us in that final drive that he can go down the field, and if you have no points at all, and if you stop them to at least a field goal attempt, you still lost the game. So in any certain situation, you need to take points. I feel like at that moment, unless like I thought that the 49ers defense was going to stop Mahomes, but Mahomes keeps proving me wrong.
Dude,
hold on. He keeps doing that to me.
You're joking when you say you thought Mahomes.
They were had him 4th and 1.
It's Patrick,
4th and less than a 1.
But Gabe, it's Patrick Mahomes with 2 minutes left, dog.
They had him.
Like, there's no way that Patrick Mahomes was not gonna go down and score.
Well,
I knew.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
why they take the points. And any given scenario, if anything happens, you stop them or hold to a field goal. You keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like if they didn't kick the field goal, all the Chiefs needed to do was go down the field at least to kick one to win it. Even if they kicked it in general, the point is that
I understand where you're coming from.
Give him the ball with no points. With no points, it's a bigger risk than going with points, because at least you can hold them to tie the game instead of winning it.
But if you're gonna risk it, like not having an overtime, then you might as well risk it then. Like what? The Niners have nothing to lose. Like they were gonna score anyways. Everyone knew that the Chiefs were they were gonna score.
Right.
Like that's the bottom line. And if you're Patrick Mahomes, first of all, he doesn't get nervous under those lights. He had a terrible game until he really needed to play well.
Yeah. That's how you make yourself a living. And your legacy is doing it at the right time. My rule is that if you can do it in the highest moments, in the highest pressure situations, are you really that legit? Like you have to, and Mahomes does it.
And he definitely is.
Every time. I mean, he really does. Like, everyone's talk about he's creeping now on the GOAT. I mean, he has a long way to go, in my opinion. I'm sure his opinion as well, but God, Mahomes is something else. I can't win him.
Well, it's just like, okay, like the thing about Mahomes is like he makes everyone around him better. Like there are a lot of quarterbacks in this league where they have good receivers, but they don't make their team better.
Right.
Like you can only name like a handful of quarterbacks that genuinely make their team better. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 3 that come to my head, like of making an impact on winning.
And even Joe Burrow, he had one of the worst O-lines in the league when he went to Super Bowl. And he still made it happen. And he beat Mahomes. He beat Mahomes in that AFC Championship game. They were it was 21-3 in that game, and he still came back and with a bat and everything. I mean, he has Jamar Chase, to be fair, but
T. Higgins and those boys, Tyler Boyd, they got Mixon.
Yeah. He's got
they're well
great
coached, they're experienced. Like when it comes to three-peating, I think the Bengals are the only team that can beat the Chiefs.
With the healthy Burrow, absolutely.
I think they're the only team, and I think the Chiefs are going to have to go grab a number 1 receiver. Yeah, I don't know who that number 1 receiver is going to be.
To get Tyreek back?
He won't leave Miami now. He's stuck.
I don't know.
He's stuck.
You think they're going to want to have him there and keep?
They don't need him. They don't need him.
You know, they don't need Tyreek.
The Chiefs don't need Tyreek.
Oh, the Chiefs don't need Tyreek. Well,
Tua definitely needs Tyreek.
Absolutely, but like
he definitely needs him.
I don't say they need Tyreek. They don't, but they need a number 1 receiver. And if they get Tyreek back, it's wraps for the league.
That's why I thought
it's wraps for the league.
When DeAndre Hopkins went to the Titans, I thought, why would he not go to the Chiefs? I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity for D-Hop to just get in that mix. Like that was my personal opinion when he was kind of like D-Hop showed he didn't want to win when he went to the Titans.
Yeah, that was a questionable move in my opinion. We're going to do a Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he's got Will Levis.
Tannehill's not even playing. Like it's like Will Levis now, but he's an up and coming star, but like he's a young guy, but he ain't gonna let you win right now.
No, that's a long time, but he could have won 2 Super Bowls in a row if he went to Kansas City. That would be dangerous territory if D-Hop went to Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like they're just missing that one piece, because the minute they get a number 1 receiver, that's going to open up everything for Travis Kelce, because he's not going to be getting double teamed and he's not going to get much attention. He's going to be shredding even more now. Oh,
for sure. I mean, Kelce didn't make a huge impact in this Super Bowl as well.
Well, he did. I mean, he had like 93 yards. He only had 1 yard in the first half.
Yeah, that was the surprising part.
That was when he was.
And then he went off. And then he went off, especially in the overtime in that last drive.
No, he came up when he needed to. I mean,
that's what you need to do.
When you give Travis Kelce a zone coverage look, he's gonna find the open spots.
He's always open.
He's gonna find them.
He's always open.
He's like Jason Witten. He's always open.
I don't know how. He's ridiculous out there. It's crazy, but I heard that Kyle Shanahan fired the defensive coordinator after that game. To me, very surprising because they got there in the first place because of the defense. I mean, they were the best defense ranked in the NFC. I'm surprised they fired him. It was the coach's fault. I mean, Kyle Shanahan didn't even know overtime rules, for goodness sake. How are you going to fire your defensive coordinator who took you that far?
The thing about that is, like, last year, like, DeMeco Ryans, his stats were worse than Steve Wilkes this year. If you're comparing the two defensive coordinators the Niners have had the last 2 years, Steve Wilkes did a way better job. But I don't know why, for some reason, I feel like Kyle Shanahan just pinned the blame on him because he went out and said, oh, it wasn't the right fit.
No.
Like, I mean, like, it doesn't really help when I'm not using this as like the backbone of why the Niners lost, but like Dre Greenlaw got hurt. He tore his Achilles.
That was a huge loss.
Like, I mean, I think that was a big loss, but like, still, like, I mean, that defense was loaded, man. Like, that was the best defense in the league. And like, when you watch that Super Bowl, they were drawing so much pressure. They were getting to Patrick Mahomes so much. It reminded me so much of the Tampa Super Bowl for Super Bowl 55 when he was just running for his life.
For his life.
He was running for his life. Nick Bosa was there every time. Chase Young was there. Mahomes had to get rid of it. And you're going to really pin that on Steve Wilkes? Like, they held the Chiefs to 19 points for 4 quarters.
That's insane.
That's really good.
They didn't score a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, there was 10. They were up. The 49ers literally dominated the first half of the Super Bowl. Dominated. But they were only up by 7 points. It was because
last time too.
They couldn't take advantage of the opportunities they had.
Nope.
That's what frustrates me about that. Because, like, don't get me wrong. Like, the Chiefs are good, but, like, we all know the Niners were the better team. They have the better roster.
For sure. I mean, they had the better receivers, obviously.
They're the better receivers,
the only thing
better
they probably
defense.
had better was the quarterback, but that is what
That's the difference
need.
maker in the NFL.
That's the difference maker right there is the QB. And Mahomes is...
He's him.
Retires tomorrow. Is
Kyle Shanahan, he got Mahomes. he literally got Mahomes. Yes. Like, all the Mahomies are telling you I told you so. I mean, I bet against Mahomes like 3 times in these playoffs, and that's the thing. This playoff run for Mahomes was special because Buffalo on the road, Ravens on the road, he knocked out the number 1 and number 2 seeds on his way to the Super Bowl.
And that's
like, that is insane.
Like, on the road is just something.
He never had a home. He never had a road playoff game until this year.
And he still dominated. Like, now you know why I'm always hating on this team and on him, because he could have been on this team. He could have been here when he wanted to pick Mitch Trubisky, and then Matt Nagy wants to leave, and he's back-to-back Super Bowl. Get out of here, man! Like, you know how hard it is for a Bears fan right now to see Mahomes be successful and Matt Nagy with him.
Matt Nagy got an extension.
Man, screw him, man. Like, come on. Like, he didn't do that to him. Like, he was horrible. First good year, fine. 12-4 with Trubisky. After that, horrendous. Back-to-back 8-8 seasons, and then just. What was 6-10 or something like that in 2021? That's when he got fired. Horrible. But again, enough of my Bears. We suck. Mahomes is on pace to really catch up to the GOAT, and I'm a little nervous. I can't.
Look at the first 7 years.
I mean, do you think
he has the same amount of rings?
Let me ask you this. I want to ask you this actually. If Mahomes three-peats, what does that mean for that? I guess you could say catching up to Brady, because Brady never three-peated. Almost had the perfect season, but never three-peated. What does that put Mahomes with Brady? I think that's. I don't know.
I don't know, because, like,
I don't know. Three-peating is crazy.
I mean, three-peating's like never been done.
No,
like you said. So, honestly, man, I'm gonna really need to think about that, because I'm not really sure.
Go ahead, we're good.
That was kind of like that was low key on the spot. I've never really thought about that, because if he does,
I didn't either. I came out to my mind right now.
If he does, he's definitely. You could make a case. You could make a case that he is better, but you could. Okay. But it's only for one reason, because he did something Brady never did.
That is true.
But he still has got to get 3 more rings. My opinion, if he ties Brady in rings, which some people think that if Mahomes gets 5 rings, he's even the GOAT, which I'm not going to buy that.
No, I won't buy that.
But, like, yeah, I'm not even ready for that. Like that's not where my head is.
No,
I hate saying Mahomes even in the conversation, but he is.
Right. He's creeping. I mean, this was a big step for him. Like, him winning this game really is he's creeped up those stairs. I mean, he's right there.
He's there. And when it comes to Andy Reid, you know, they got to take advantage of him being the coach. I don't know how much longer he has. I think maybe he's got 2 or 3 more years left as coaching.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is going to have a new head coach. So after Andy Reid's gone, then that's where we're going to see how good Mahomes is, because Andy Reid is a genius play caller. But without Andy Reid, we'll see what Mahomes is really made out of. That's when we're really going to be able to determine how good he is.
I think Mahomes will be just fine without Reid. I mean, Reid is a big piece. It's what makes him the quarterback he is today. But I think he can do it without Reid, because Mahomes he has that dog in him. He just really does. He just knows the game so well. His confidence is through the roof, and he can do it at an elite level, at an elite time, in any place and time to go and be great. Like, he was built for this.
And Andy Reid has had a great career. Like, even before the Chiefs, like, he didn't win a Super Bowl, but like, his coaching record was amazing.
He was great.
Like, when he was on the Eagles, he went to a Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb. Like, they lost to the Patriots, but they were still really good. Like, Andy Reid's never really been a bad coach. He's always been like one of those great coaches in the league for
he'll
a
be
long
great.
time.
Yeah. I don't think he'll go as far as Belichick, obviously, but
no, I don't even know if he's going to coach next year.
I think he will.
Well, he doesn't have a team right now. Where's he going to go? Like,
he'll come back to Kansas City, and they're going to want that whole team wants to three-peat.
I thought you were talking about Belichick.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We can get to that later, but I was talking about Reid, because I feel like he definitely wants. They all want to.
No, he's going to come back.
They all want to.
I think he'll coach for 2 or 3 years.
And I can't. And I swear, if this team three-peats, I don't know what I would do.
Well, they're the new Patriots. I mean,
absolutely,
they're a dynasty. They're a certified dynasty.
We're living in the Patriots dynasty before we started watching consistently, like how I am now. So it's like seeing deja vu all over again with this team, and we just gotta see where it goes, where Mahomes' legacy, goes. If he even plays as far as Brady, or I'm sorry, as long as Brady has, that will be interesting too. If he racks up those numbers, if he plays as long as Brady has.
Honestly, I don't know if it's hard to play as long as Brady did. I mean, he played for 22 years, so I don't know if any quarterback will play as long, because you got to think about it. Like, Mahomes' play style is nothing like Brady. Like, he runs around a lot more. Like, he's way more mobile than Brady was. And I don't know how long that play style, like, has to play 22 years. Like,
yeah, no,
I really don't. I think Mahomes could play like 15 years playing like that. But unless Mahomes makes an adjustment, which, he's early in his career right now. He's only played 7 years. But later down the line, we'll see if he makes adjustments, because all great quarterbacks will do that, and I think he will. Only time will tell with that, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes, honestly. But, I wish he was on my team, man. I
want to ask you, since you brought up your Bears a couple of times.
Oh, here we go.
The draft's coming up.
Oh, here we go.
What do you want the Bears to do?
All right, fans. I don't have many of y'all yet, but we're gonna break this down. So, the Bears, what they really need to do is trade the pick. There's a bunch of mock drafts. I'm not a draft guy or a mock draft guy. My boy Ashton, that's all he does. But they really should trade it down at least to the number 2, so that we could draft Marvin. Or I know you saw this mock draft to trade to the Commanders. And then they get our pick, and we get theirs, and then we draft Marvin and draft the offensive lineman from what was he?
Penn State
tackle. I'm not too much college football, so I don't know these players by name. But that's what they should do, and keep Fields. Why should they keep Fields? Because Caleb Williams is gonna do just as bad as Fields is doing, regarding of like getting sacked all the time and running out of the pocket. That O-line in Chicago is not going to protect Caleb. I promise you he won't. He's going to do even worse. We know what we have in Fields. It's there. Has a great arm, very mobile, avoids getting sacked all the time. He does get sacked a lot, but when he couldn't avoid it, he does. He's a better O-line. He has a great receiver in DJ Moore. If he can get one more, whether it's Harrison or not, Fields is there and he has the structure. He is a good enough quarterback to prove this team right. Yes, he needs a better team around him to make him good. Unlike Mahomes, who had nobody but still went all the way. That's not Fields, though. But Fields is good enough if you can get him the right team. Get him a good O-line, get him good receivers, and a good defense. I mean, our defense was second in interceptions this year. But to make stops at the right time and better coaching as well. Our coaching was horrendous. We fired Luke Getsy, which is, praise the Lord. We should not have Eberflus. We should have got.
I'm surprised Eberflus even made it. Like, I'm surprised.
The reason why he did, because he finished the year right. The Bears didn't have a win for almost the year.
What's finishing the year right? Losing to the Packers again?
Well, we always lose to the Packers. We lost to the Packers for 10 straight games. Last time we won against the Packers.
Jordan Love's going to own y'all for the next 15 years.
All right, we're done. Anyway, moving on. But
what's one thing about Justin Fields, though, that makes you think, okay, what if we don't take Caleb and he ends up being a generational talent?
Because Caleb has not played NFL yet. You guys are glazing this man, saying the next Mahomes. I've seen this story before where we glaze a college quarterback, Bryce Young, Heisman winner, and y'all glazed him so much.
Everyone should have known about Bryce Young, though, because he's small. Look at him. He's tiny. It's not that he's like, well, first of all, he's bad because he's on the Panthers. So you got to remember that. So number two, he's the same with tiny.
Fields.
He's like 5'9".
Yeah, he's a pretty.
He's like 5'9", dude.
He's really like
he's so small. Like, if anyone thinks that Bryce Young is going to be a good quarterback, is actually out of their mind. Like C.J. Stroud, bro. He is exponentially better.
I love him so much.
Last year when I was talking about that draft class, I thought he should have went number one. But, bro, Bryce Young, man, I just don't think he's good enough. But at the same time, like, he's so small. And we've seen, like, Drew Brees is probably the only, like, guy that's, like, around that height that's been elite. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't name many quarterbacks below 6 foot that were actually, like,
that great,
really good.
Yeah,
there's not many.
I agree, but that's why I feel like how tall is Caleb? 6'1"?
Caleb's like 6'2", around that range. Like, he might be a little bit bigger than that. But the thing about Caleb is, like, he is a generational talent. He passed the eye test.
I just feel like he has it because he hasn't played a snap in the NFL. We can't glaze him yet.
But that shouldn't be.
Yes, because
that shouldn't be the reason, because no quarterback with those kind of tools is going to be polished coming out of college. They can be polished enough, but they're not going to be polished to where they're going to be an NFL quarterback right away. Now, I do think Caleb Williams can give y'all a chance, but the problem becomes, Gabe, it's the Bears. Like,
exactly.
The Bears. So, like, the coaching quarterback has succeeded in Chicago.
So why? That's my point exactly. So why are we going to let that happen to our team when we have someone who can build around?
I think Caleb's really good, but I do question his decision making. There's also been articles coming out about his character. Like, is he a good teammate?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Fields is a leader in that locker room,
but he doesn't want to be there, though. He does.
That's not true.
Fields does not want to be in Chicago.
That is not.
He
true.
Does not want to be there.
That is not true,
bro. He literally wrote a whole soliloquy on. Well, if this is my last game with the Bears,
because the organization, as much as I love them, they're retarded. I mean, they're so bad. Like, of course, they're gonna want to. He's gonna say that because he's so convinced they're gonna trade him.
And for Justin Fields
to save money because he's the best quarterback or the best player in the class, or the obviously like Fields has the talent. It is there. You just have to work around it. And I believe with right coaching, especially with the coaching, because our coaching is not great. He can get us over that hump. He has to, because we have him. We know what he is. Now that we know what he needs, how he plays, his decision making, we know that about Fields now. So just help him out. Continue to help him out. We got DJ Moore last year for a reason. We got him for Fields to give a number one receiver. So why are you going to trade someone away for that reason? I can't see it.
I hear you on that. I do.
So build around the man.
I hear you. I hear you on that. I agree. I think you guys should trade the pick. It's just you guys always have that chance of, I guess, not taking Caleb and then you know, he goes and thrives in another franchise.
See, if that happens, then I'm really done. You know what I'm saying?
But like,
if
honestly,
that happens, then I'm fed up because
honestly, for Justin's career, like, I think he should go somewhere else. Like,
for his career, yes. For my sake, and Bears fans and organization,
I would love to see Justin Fields on the Steelers or the Falcons. If you put him on one of those two teams,
Steelers, I think
those
he's really good.
he would be good right away.
I've heard some things about him going to the Steelers, and he would do very well. Or even Miami.
That won't happen.
Tyreek Hill and Fields.
That's probably more unlikely because the Falcons and Steelers need quarterbacks. Like
I think
do.
Miami Dolphins.
And I'm sorry, Steelers fans. Kenny Pickett, he's not the guy, dude. Like you know, it's crazy. Like Pickett was in Brock Purdy's draft class.
Yeah, that is true.
And he was the first quarterback taken in that draft, and then Malik Willis right after that. Where's Malik Willis?
Where do they go? I don't even
like Brock Purdy's the best quarterback in that draft class.
I can't lie to you. I don't even know where that is.
He went to Liberty, and they were hyping him up like he was the next Lamar Jackson.
There you go. My point proven again. Hyping him up. Hyping. Never played
But he played in a smaller college. He played at Liberty, and for Caleb Williams, he played in the Pac-12, which was a very elite conference this year, and he won a Heisman Trophy. And dude, Caleb Williams threw for like 72 touchdowns and 10 interceptions his 2 seasons at USC. That's insane. Okay. That's insane, dude. Like, dog, like that. Like that. If the Bears like take him, you guys wouldn't be doing a bad thing. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. I mean,
you wouldn't be.
No, but I just don't think he's gonna.
If the Bears take,
he's gonna get these. He's not.
Are you gonna be mad if they take Caleb?
Yes, I will be.
Why?
Because I want Fields.
But you know deep down
I don't
that Caleb is a good player. You just don't want to admit it.
No, it's not even just that. It's just I feel like he's gonna get swallowed up in that Bears secondary. He's gonna get just swallowed up. In the backfield.
What, the O-line?
Yeah, the O-line. He's gonna get swallowed up. Fields is the most sacked quarterback. I think it was 131 sacks.
He holds the
like 3
he holds
years
the ball so long. That's a problem.
One thing
with
I would say,
he can't make quick grades. He can't.
He can't read. I feel like Caleb is a better reader of the defense than Fields, but that's what his legs
when you're
are
an
for.
NFL quarterback, you have to be able to process information. That is one thing that's very important.
It's only his 3rd year. Cut the man some slack. Like, it's his 3rd year and his first full his first full, last year was his full year, but like this is his first like legit year after his first 2 years. Like, give it to him, man. He has his receiver now. I mean, he has Mooney, which, you know, controversial with Mooney. I love it. But you can get with DJ Moore, and you got Cole Kmet, and you probably get Harrison, or like, I'm not too big on this draft class. I don't know really what's a good receiver in this draft class besides Harrison.
Malik Neighbors is really good out of LSU. I love Malik Neighbors a lot. Rome Odunze, if I pronounce that name wrong, sorry. He's out of Washington. He's really good.
Actually, no, I do know what he is from
He's really good.
Yes, you're right about
There's
that.
a couple of receivers. Like, this draft class is really good.
So
like,
if they sneak a good receiver and draft him, I mean,
and don't you guys have the 9th pick too?
We do have the 9th pick.
So you guys get the 9th pick and the 1st pick.
So what we also need to do is draft an O-lineman. The O-lineman out of Penn State. If we can trade somehow, again, I'm not a master class or mock drafts and all that, but if we could find a way to draft Marvin Harrison and the O-lineman, trade with someone of top 10 picks or whatever, it doesn't have to be top 10, but anywhere, get that O-line, hit Harrison. Like,
that pick swap you're referring to?
NFC North champs already.
That pick swap you're referring to, though, with Washington, man, I hope that doesn't happen because I'm a Cowboys fan, and I really don't want to see Caleb Williams in the NFC East.
Yeah, that would be, and they got Dan Quinn now.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy.
Then I would really be upset. Now
what I want to happen, because as a Bears fan right now in this draft, I want to have my cake and eat it too. Get Marvin Harrison, get our O-lineman, and keep Fields. That's more than having my cake and eat it too, but as a delusional Bears fan, what can you do? We're not that good, so.
What other topics are we going to transition into here?
That jersey on. The jersey got on right now.
What, the Drew Pearson jersey? Won 2 Super Bowls for us. Yeah. Well, so you're saying you want to bring up the Cowboys?
I think I do.
So you're saying you want?
I think I'm gonna let you rant here to my.
I don't want to rant too much because this is your show.
Oh, no, that's all right.
If you guys want to check out a real Cowboys rant, go to the Take Podcast. But
actually, we'll put that in the description.
I mean, you know, we hired Mike Zimmer. which is fine, but I would have loved to wait and then get Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, you guys probably should. I don't know what the rush was. Keeping Dak, not a great decision. Keeping Mike McCarthy, not the best decision.
I've thought about it for a while, these last couple weeks after the season, because I've had a lot to think about. And honestly, when it comes to Dak Prescott, I have my feelings about him. I don't think he's good. But what can we do that's better than him? That's the only problem.
After your backup start.
But Trey Lance isn't better. Dak Prescott, I know we want to see him, play, see if he's good or not, but he's not better. Clearly, but the thing is with him, the Niners picked him 3rd overall. They traded their 15th pick to go up and get him, which says a lot about what they thought about him.
Right,
but then when he was in San Francisco, Brock Purdy got a higher depth chart position than he did. But I just think Trayvon Diggs not being healthy really hurt us.
That really did.
I think it really did hurt us. I think a lot of people overlooked that a lot, even me. He was locking people up. They weren't even throwing to him at the beginning of the year. That's how good he was.
That's pretty
so
insane.
I don't think we just weren't healthy. Leighton Vander Esch was also injured. Our offensive line is always in and out injured. I think we need to draft an offensive lineman this year. We're sitting in the mid 20s. I think we're 24th pick in the draft this year. So I want to see us get some depth in the offensive line department. Because Tyron Smith, he's always hurt. Zach Martin, he's an all-pro, great talent, Hall of Fame lineman, calling it. But he's injured sometimes as well. And I think we need a bell cow. I think since Derrick Henry's on the market, I think we need to go get him.
Yeah.
Maybe put him on a 1-year deal.
Definitely
Open up Pollard a little bit. I think that wouldn't be a bad move either. I really don't.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. My receiver. Look at his name. Number 88.
No, we're not trading CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, I'm sorry.
You can't trade CeeDee Lamb, man.
Two first rounders, 2 second rounders.
No. CeeDee Lamb for 2 second rounders? No.
About 3 first rounders.
No.
Our first pick. Caleb.
Well, actually, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams with a star on his helmet? Oh, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds good to me.
I like to be delusional with the drafts, but
that sounds good to me, man. It's new first start, and I'm tired of Jerry being in the media too.
He says one thing.
He just has very contradicting comments consistently. He'll say one thing, and then later on he'll go, "Well, I'll keep McCarthy, but it's Dak's fault." and then he's like, "Well, we're hanging around the rim."
What does that mean?
Okay. You're commemorating our team for losing in the first round?
To the Packers?
To the Packers who won 9 games?
7th round?
And we set ourselves up to be the 2 seed to avoid San Francisco? We had such a perfect opportunity to make the Super Bowl this year. Not kidding. And honestly, it's just we don't turn it on. When we need to, we don't show up.
No.
That's a reality. That's reality.
It happens.
And I'm different from a lot of Cowboys fans. Like my dad, he's seen them win. But me, I've never seen my team win. So this is I'm used to it. I'm used to it at this point. I don't even think it's going to get me angry anymore after this year. It can't get any worse, right?
Yeah, I know.
Unless you miss the playoffs, which honestly I'd rather have my season end earlier.
Yeah, honestly, you don't want to get your hopes up in the playoffs, and then
I think it's just crazy that since Jimmy Johnson left Dallas, that Jerry Jones has won 5 playoff games.
Yeah, that I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy.
In 29 seasons, he's won 5.
That's actually kind of sad. I'm sorry.
When Barry Switzer got the job after Jimmy Johnson left, he won the Super Bowl, but don't get it twisted. That was Jimmy's team. He assembled that. Don't get it twisted. That was Jimmy's team, bro. Don't get it twisted. Jerry wants to take all the credit.
I put that team together.
He did not put that team together. You did not even want to trade Herschel Walker when Jimmy was talking about it. He didn't even want to do it. He's like, why would you trade the best player on our team to the draft picks? You know what those are, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I guess he doesn't believe in those. I haven't really heard you guys take a high name in the draft.
Even Dak Prescott. He was a 4th round pick.
Damn, really?
He was a 4th round pick.
Holy crap, I didn't even know that.
And that year he started was supposed to be Romo's year. But he literally like just absolutely flattened his back in the preseason. Like that was a disgusting back injury. He had to retire because of it.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah,
that was a terrible back injury. Which I wanted to see Romo give another run for it, but
well, anything else you want to bring up, man? I think we settled on the Cerebral Pod today, Cerebral 58. Second Cerebral Pod in my channel. That's how I started it all around this time. I made a year on my YouTube channel. But yeah, if that's it, man. This is it for my probably like 5th real podcast video. And we're going up here in 2024, you guys. So
yeah, next week we're doing a baseball pod.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, check that out on his channel. Take Podcast, whole baseball pod with our boy Michael down in Texas. It's gonna be a good one. All right, go Cubbies, right? We'll get to that in the next pod.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I appreciate you having me on, dude. This was fun. This was fun.
A lot of fun. I appreciate you, man.
What's your show called? I can't even pronounce it.
Boricua Sports. Boricua Sports.
By the end of the episode, can I pronounce Boricua?
That's pretty good. There you go. That was pretty good. But yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you setting this up for me. And we'll see you on the next video, all right? Peace out, y'all. Appreciate it.